So here's my post presidential debate thoughts. Here's my perspective after the presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and current Vice President, who was also the president, who was a candidate for presidency for the 2024 presidential election in November, Kamala Harris. Here's what I think and believe. I put out a video, a pre-debate video, which pretty much said it's not really about winning for the Democrats. It's all about discovery. It's all about fact-finding, probing, and I believe that some to be true. But I also believe, and I also anticipated. I expected a more of a knockout TKO. But what I did, first of all, that also applied to Trump. Trump didn't get knocked out of this clearly, and let's be honest, we all know he could have lost it to Kamala. Now she picked the time to be a DA, an acting prosecutor. She wasn't presidential, if you ask me. She's a hopeful. Like in her dream, she's hoping to this to happen, and she's really entitled. The biggest chance she got at getting close to the presidency is the fact that, hey, she is the vice president, and A. B. She got Barack Obama's, endorsement. Barack Obama's endorsement about the closest I believe she's going to get to the presidency. And for good reason. First and foremost, one of the most important things, she's promoting a two-state solution after October 7th, after Hamas attacked Israel and caused this whole genocide. That is a very reason why we cannot have a two-state solution in Israel. Because Gaza was used as another state to attack Israel. Gaza was used to smuggle in weapons, create tunnels, and a lot of proxy Arab Islamic nations helped do that, waging war to attack not only Israel, but also America, because we fund and support Israel. So to destabilize the whole Middle East, they're pretty much using Gaza. And this is the play. We have to stop that. Can't be for a two-state solution. And she should lose the election and lose all support from Jews because of that alone. Second of all, she helped hostages get killed that could have been saved. They stopped Kamala and Biden, stopped Israel from going into Rafah, all eyes on Rafah, etc., like they Tupac or something, all eyes on Rafah. But no, they stopped them from going in, Israel. So they could not go in and save their own hostages, and it could not be as protective and as strategic and as aggressive as they needed to be to protect and save and win the loss and win and to get those that are kidnapped by Hamas and get those individuals saved. And it's just saddening that Kamala Harris is saying this openly during this presidential debate, and nobody's really, it's going right over people's heads. Well, I'm here to remind the American people and everyone else listening, that shouldn't just go over your head. That should be a full stop, pause, and she shouldn't even be considered for election after that. In fact, she should lose whatever political aspiration she has because of that. All Jewish support. She is literally saying she wants a two-state solution. No, it's not going to work. So for that alone, I cannot vote for her. She also is not giving any policies or legislation for the black community. She's talking a good game, but has been reported numerous times saying she is not for giving one group of people anything. Besides, let's look at the truth of her record. Biden and Harris both gave the Asian community legislation first day in, as soon as they got in office. But again, African Americans are taken for granted. So in my opinion, this is really imperative for black people, black men, black women, whoever can vote, to go against the grain with the Democrat Party and completely go on the other side. Like, this is the time. Time is now. We won't get this opportunity back again. So that's how I feel. Israel, the black community, two big issues. And we all know she caused with Bidenomics, which is just, people can't buy basic necessities, gas, food, clothing. It's terrible, man. It hurt my heart. Like, I don't think I can make it as, without almost showing you what people are going through. I can't make it more surreal, like more real. I can't be more, I can emphasize it more. People are struggling out here to do for basic necessities, just basic things. So if you're doing good, if you're basic, if you're decent, if you're even just getting by, thank God. Count your blessings, because it's really tough out here. And I don't believe nothing Kamala Harris says. I think she's really doing good to fool the American people. And this is apparently, I heard some strategies of what they feel the Democrats are going to do. And I think it's true that they're just going to gaslight, deceive, and act like the last 3.5 years haven't happened. They're just going to bypass it because they think we're dumb. They think they can cover it up, polish it up, put lipstick on a pig, and they think it's going to work. It's a sad, sad state we're living in right now, specifically that is going to determine the fate of the American people and, of course, America as a country. It's terrible. And then even this is a bonus, I think. She tried to even bring up the warfare, the lawfare that they actually have been doing with the judicial system, politicizing the judicial system, using prosecutions against their political opponents. And they're actually trying to say it. And they're like openly, like as if people can't see that that's what's happening. I think we need to send them a very clear message. That is not tolerated in America. Yeah. They're doing lawfare. You know, African Americans were targeted by a corrupt government who used the judicial system, and it's part of mass incarceration. You don't have enough money to fight your defense, you don't get a good defense. So what happens? Many black and brown people end up getting locked up. And by the way, she has locked up plenty of people, innocent people. She's locked up and targeted black people, brown people as a corrupt DA, or at least a very leftist, liberal, progressive DA. So she doesn't get, she doesn't get my sympathy. She doesn't get my support at all, period. I don't trust her. I think we're gambling with her. She's bad for Israel. She's bad for Ukraine. Come on now. Everything about Ukraine is wrong. I heard her quote that said, when your government can send money, billions of dollars overseas, we're paying too much in taxes. And that's just the truth. She's bad for Ukraine. Bad, terrible for foreign policy, period. She's the real joke. She'll be taken as a joke. She gaslighted her way. She deflected. You could tell, man. She threw out some word salads and she proved herself as a good liar. Matter of fact, both of them probably be considered two good liars. I ain't gonna lie. They both had too much to lose in this election that they played extremely safe. I'm just being neutral because I want you to know the truth and my full perspective. They both played it, and this is really what I wanted to say too, but just my overall, they played it so safe during this election, both of them. Although I think I heard another synopsis about the after, thoughts of the debate that, one is you're either voting for personality or policy. And I think one of the viewers that were giving their opinion said, I hope people vote for policy. And I agree with that. I think that's sums up this whole debate. But I also want to say they both seem like two good liars. They both do. Both of them. And this is a sad state of our political class, period. I think in some cases they're forcing Trump to lie. If he's lying, they're forcing this man to have to embellish and say things that he probably don't want to say. Because if not, they're pretty much going to lynch him. They're going to go do everything they can to destroy his family, his life work, his legacy. And remember, they're not just going to do that to him. They're going to do that for everybody. So to some degree, when he says, I'm standing in the way, it's kind of true. He's the damn that if he doesn't hold up, man, you better watch out. It's coming. And that's sad. We don't live in a communist country. We shouldn't have to worry about these type of fascist tactics of the judicial system being weaponized, corporate America being weaponized and politicized, corporate managers and people getting purged from corporate America. If you disagree with certain people politically, you can't work for a particular company. Companies becoming so politically involved that they pick up identity politics, they pick up things that are non-business and non-profit driven, non-mission statement driven things, and they make it a part of the culture and its philosophies for political gain, for political purposes. Sickening, the type of time I live in. I got 3 business degrees. Thank God I'm good in politics, because I would have to major in politics if I didn't, because that's all what corporate America primarily is right now, and it's sad. It's not on the products, the services, servicing customers, making money, helping people, helping the community. No, it's mainly about politics. LGBTs, alphabet letter gang, that, whatever. And that's, politics, in my opinion, don't have no place in business. I don't know why I'm giving this my thought on this, but politics should be out of business. Shouldn't be in corporate America like that, unless it's actually geared towards policy that's affecting the business, the customers, or some aspect of the company. It shouldn't be a part of it. We really need to purge America of these type of political ideologies and political things. Whatever people do, everybody should have their own. Obviously, employees are going to have their own management. Customers going to all have their own political philosophies and understanding, but that shouldn't be in the workplace. It shouldn't be. No. Companies really need to backtrack. They need to get away from that DEI, which has been hijacked. Okay, diversity and inclusion is good when it's non-political. Once it got politicized and you start pushing everybody's alphabet gang agenda and everybody's agenda, that's when it got corrupt. I'm all for racial and ethnic diversity and inclusion, but we shouldn't be concerned about a lot of those other political ideologies and identities. It's just, we shouldn't be worried about it. So yeah, those are my thoughts about the debate tonight. My post thoughts. If I think of anything else, I'm going to share it. At this point, it's just full speed ahead, and the American people they're gonna vote for who they want to vote for. It's just very simple at this point. It was wise in Kamala to avoid another debate, because she's going to blow. She's just like Joe Biden. They could prop him up for so long till he busts. You debate Kamala long enough, she's going to get out of sync. You put pressure on. That's why the media is hiding from her, not holding her accountable, giving double standards. Nobody's really holding her foot to the fire. They're hoping she skate through. And if we let her do it, Lord have mercy on us. God save us for allowing that to happen. There needs to be checks and balances. There has to be, for the things that are going on in this country. I have young children, and I want to leave them a better world. And I want them to know I fought, I stood up. Yeah, my voice and what I stand for and the legacy for the kingdom of God, most importantly, is here. And that's what it is. So that's what I think. They were cordial for the most part. I don't agree with a lot of I'm hearing people talk about the moderators and the muting of the mics. I actually thought the muting of the mics was fair. I heard them let Trump say some things, and I thought the mic would have been muted. I've heard, and they pretty much both can say things. The mics are really good, so you pick up on everything, So yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I think. Yeah, 2-state solution, very bad. Definitely, she's gonna come for your guns. I don't believe her on that. She definitely is. That's terrible, by the way. So yeah, free speech. That's gonna be. Oh, she's all full cancel culture. Yeah, Tim Walz, his AG, Minnesota, praised Brazil for kicking X, formerly Twitter, out of Brazil. And Elon Musk gave him a spanking for that, and he was right. This is someone who represents the Democratic Party. Let me be clear, the Democrat Party, not the Republican Party. And they're praising censorship. And we all know that it's come out now, in which somebody should have brought this up. Facebook said that the Kamala Harris campaign pressured them to censor. Do you know I lost decades of work? Thankfully, I had a lot of it stored other places, but I was canceled, essentially. That damaged a lot of what I'm doing now. My platform was far bigger. It's grown doubled in probably what it was, but it could even be bigger. Yeah, they canceled me. And it was because of Kamala Harris and the Biden administration, politicians getting involved in free speech, social media. It's terrible. They should be held accountable for that. Can't get my support. So again, they should have been held accountable for what Mark Zuckerberg stated about the Biden-Harris administration, that they were responsible for pressuring the tech companies and Facebook, Meta, to censor people, to shut them down, etc., and to censor and basically censor speech and topics and subjects, etc. So an American, it's not right. It's not right. Yeah, it is wrong, and every bit of the way, every bit of the way.